Hey, everybody. We are here for Tales from the Stream.
That's good.
It's Matt Schatzer down on the end. Bam. Mr. Ronnie Hobbs to my right. Wes Keltner here. And today we are playing a little Resident Evil 2. And the cool thing is I've got right to my side here a little setup for being able to chat with you guys. I'm on in Twitch chat right now. Matt down on the end has got, I think, both Twitch and Mixer.
And Mixer, yes, sir.
Up and running. We are streaming on both of those.
I got Instagram
platforms. You got Ronnie apparently has Instagram for whatever reasons. But yeah, we're gonna check out some Resident Evil 2. The point of this stream today is it's just us kind of hanging out with you guys and playing some horror games, talking about horror stuff. Even if it's like films that we've watched or a comic or something that we read. It's more just like, hey, let's all get together and be horror nerds because we know that you guys are probably kind of like us and that you just like to just kind of BS about horror stuff. So that was the whole point of this. Of course, on Tuesdays, we have a different stream where we're breaking down patch notes and talking about, more sort of developmental talk and things like that about the games that we work on. But this stream is us playing other people's games and talking just about things that we think are cool that are happening in games as they relate to horror. So just keep that in mind in chat and stuff when you guys want to talk with us. Like let's be chill and casual and talk about those things because we think they're cool. I think you guys will think it's cool too. But I personally haven't spent a whole lot of time playing this, and I know that you, Ronnie, have probably far more time than I do as well. Rob Fox, I know our producer behind the scenes, he's about halfway through.
He's slightly farther than me.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't found the time to get into it enough yet. I'm probably 20 or 30 minutes in, which is to say next to nothing. I've seen.
So you saw the first cutscene.
Yeah, yeah, but next to nothing.
It's all good.
So I'm excited that we get to spend a little bit more time here, and that you're the one driving because I enjoy watching just as much as I do playing.
Yeah, it's cool.
But you have some kind of special costume or something here you were talking to me about that you were...
Oh, yeah, so let's see. If we go to costumes, if you're not a diehard, I guess, Resident Evil fan or lore, you notice the Elza Walker costume. And Elza was a character that morphed into Claire when Resident Evil 2 came around.
Mm-hmm.
But early on in the development, they were like, they say it's Resident Evil 1.5.
Right.
It never came out.
Right.
But there was a Ducati riding character, a university student at Raccoon.
Because she was a character they created in this universe of RE, but then never saw the light of day.
Yes. So she lived between like Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Got it.
And she eventually morphed into Claire. And as a tribute and as like an Easter egg, the developers gave everyone an Elza Walker costume.
That's dope.
So that's why she's wearing this Ducati.
So the Resident Evil nerds are just like...
Oh, yeah, they love it. And of course, Leon here,
yeah, right. It's
the Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, that's Rick,
which is cool.
Right?
So, but yeah, we're going to go with Elza costume for a variety of reasons.
It looks a little skin tight.
It is skin tight. And we're going to play it as Claire. Because then everybody's trying to look at Leon.
Everyone's like, tofu costumes.
Did you... Oh, before you run through that, real quick, we got a couple people in chat asking about noir costumes. You want to show that noir costume?
Yeah, and actually, apparently, now I've never actually picked the noir costume. But, no, stop. Apparently, there's a filter, too, that it gets applied to the screen. Oh, I heard. But I didn't confirm this, so I could be full of shit.
Okay.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty...
We can try it.
I don't want to mess you up.
But I really want to...
I'm putting money on Elza. Let's go with that.
Yeah, so there's a noir costume and the other one, too. So you get 3. Stop it, Ronnie. Claire. Oh, and just for the record, we're playing on easy.
Of course we are.
Because ain't nobody got time to die today.
Right. Well...
And I'm not going to be chased around by Mr. X, Tyrant, and a liquor with 3 bullets.
I feel you 100%.
It ain't going to happen.
I feel you.
Assisted.
Ronnie said our days here in the office are on hard mode anyway.
Yeah, we play life on hard mode. I don't need my games. I'm 41 years old.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. This is like my 8,000th video game.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't need to prove anything at this point.
Yeah, chat is confirming.
Mr. X loves you.
He does love me.
Chat is confirming that there is a black and white filter. You can make the whole game
out.
Toggle that on and
that's
off.
very cool.
So yeah, that's pretty neat.
So here's the tanker guy. As you can see in Resident Evil 2, if you played the original Resident Evil 2, you saw a tanker that kind of keeps you going the correct way in a linear fashion. Now you get to see like what happened to the tanker guy. You get a little more of a story, and you can see how he kind of wrecked and caused the accidents.
Yeah. JJC says, "Man, the face cam is so tiny." Yeah, it's because we want to put the game, as kind of the dominating screen, and you probably don't want to look at our dumb mugs anyway. So we.
No one wants a close up of us.
Yeah, trust me. So we try to keep the detail on
that burger is nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like they put a lot of effort. That's like Final Fantasy
I was sweating
level.
His beard, the hair tech for the beard, like that's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. Of course, it is in a cutscene, so you can
Yeah.
get away with different rendering and stuff during that. But man, it's good.
Look at that burger.
That burger looks spicy. Yeah, there was something oozing out there. Yeah, for sure.
Everyone knows never eat a burger while you're driving, though. I mean,
If you value your shirt
or your life.
or this person in the streets, like, ooh.
Want to get a couple quick hellos out in chat while we're rolling through this. We've got Ollie Norris, Shots on the Boss. How's it going, buddy? Freaks Don't Sleep. We got UB Weeze. We got Nick from Slash and Cast, Technicalities, Babysitter Killer, Havoc. We got Rogue, one of our winners. We got TFR84. We've got Technicalities. Technicalities, you're in both chats? Man, that's dedication. Thanks for hanging out.
It's tearing it up, man.
And we've got, of course, Mad Moxie. And I just want to say, hey, Peanut. I missed that.
Is it your kid here? Your kid's
My
watching?
kid watches, yeah.
That's awesome.
She likes hearing Dad's voice in the apartment when I'm at work.
So cool.
Oh.
So
cool.
But how's it going, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us.
Uh,
I got game. What's up, man?
Technicalities, just heads up, we're not talking about Friday 13th stuff in this specific stream. This is just us playing games with you guys, hanging out, talking about horror stuff. We do those kind of chats in the stream on Tuesdays, called Beyond. So this one we're just chilling, hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, and on that topic too, you can always follow up with us outside of Twitch. I mean, you guys know how to reach us. You know,
sure.
Reddit, forums, Twitter, everything. So
Here we go.
how's it going, Dublin Poppy? Another one of our winners. That's our double.
So we have a potential playing issue here. I can't hear the game. I
can get it turned up,
which is not a positive thing in a zombie survival horror game.
You're gonna need to hear
I
stuff.
feel like he's putting the disclaimer out already, though.
That I'm gonna die?
Hey, chat, just so you know.
No, I'm just saying.
I can't hear anything, and that might be.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I hear you because okay, I'm not gonna spoil nothing. I played this, the first few missions, the first few minutes rather.
Yeah. Sounds a big deal in
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, what I'll do.
with the remote.
Hey, Rob, producer behind the scenes, can you throw to full screen game so that I can get up and adjust volume? Por favor. Thank you. BRB.
I'm going to die on assisted mode, translated into I can't hear, lol.
Yeah, I have 2 excuses in.
Yeah. That's what we need. We need the ticker at the bottom. Like,
How
hey,
many
guys,
excuses I've
Guys,
put?
we're having fun here, okay?
All right, Rob, we good.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Of course, Havoc. Anytime, man.
We threw to full screen there because I know if I got up and went to go adjust volume, you would just see like my big shiny bald head, like
Well,
right up on the.
Yeah.
the
There's
global cam.
less than favorable, like an eyeball and an eyebrow.
It would just
you
be
know?
my bald ass head. Somebody would screen cap it,
Yep.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
These guys. Graphics are amazing on this TFR.
Look at that assisted aim. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That I didn't do in my
He's
playthrough.
waving at you. Look.
Sure.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
I'll be back in a minute. As soon as you're not paying attention.
Neck meat.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hey now.
What's up?
Whoa. Hey now.
As I get eaten from behind.
Yeah. Looking at posters, right? You didn't want the pizza?
No.
What's your guys' favorite games at the moment? That's an interesting question.
I've got like a serious backlog of games that I'm trying to get into, and what happens is I play for a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, I need to do that one too, and I get that one going, and I never can finish anything. I'm sure there's others in chat that feel that pain. One of the things I'm trying to do is the new expansion to Subnautica. Damn, is that really loud?
Not to me.
Okay. I know if chat is hearing us through the mic, it's like picking up the sounds of the game. Sorry if it is, but yeah, the Below Zero expansion to Subnautica is something I'm trying to carve out more time to do.
What about you, Ronnie? Just Resident Evil 2, or?
What am I playing? Good question. Like 50 games.
Oh, right on. I'm kind of in the same boat that Wes is in. I've got a whole pile of games just sitting there waiting to get played, and I can't seem to find time, but I've been playing F-13. I've been playing this, and the Division 2 beta is out. So I'm going to be checking that out as well. So I got a busy weekend ahead of games, but...
What have I been playing? I don't even know.
I'm replaying RDR2. Oh, damn. That's another one.
I'm still playing that a little bit. I'm just sticking around.
Talk about backlog. I haven't even touched it.
Yeah, I think I got to... I think it said like 40 or 40% mark, and it just deflated me because I felt like I'd put a shitload of hours into it. And I checked it, and I was like, fuck.
You have 100 more to go.
Yeah, I'm moving on, I guess.
Yeah.
I started Gris.
Yeah.
I started that because it's kind of an indie darling. It was a beautiful game. So I just started that. I've only played like an hour and a half or something of it, but it's beautiful, beautiful game.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I downloaded the Division 2 beta, but I installed it, and that's as far as I got.
Yeah. Well, that alone is like a...
It's like 8 hours.
Yeah, that's a process in itself, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Rogue says my controller and steelbook just showed up. Awesome, Rogue. Glad you got your stuff safe and sound. Enjoy.
So who here knows the history of Resident Evil 1?
Not like you do.
How it came about? Matt? Wes?
I got nothing.
I'm sure the chat probably knows.
Oh, yeah.
Chat probably knows, but let's hear it.
I'm going to paraphrase because...
Yeah, please do.
So, back in the day, did you ever hear of Sweet Home?
No.
There was an old school horror game. It's really, people say this, the first survival horror game ever made.
Okay.
And it's Sweet Home. I think that was in 88 or 9, Mr. Producer.
Rob would know, probably.
88 or 9, one of those.
Yeah.
That was on the Famicom in Japan.
Okay.
And Capcom didn't publish that game, but they had something ties in somehow. And Fujiwara was the head of Capcom at that time. And he went to Shinji Mikami, and said, hey, we need you to create something similar to this.
Yeah.
So after a couple months or so, he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do, what would be the next great horror game, and he was going to do Ghosts and Spirits. So that was like what he was going to do, because it's very Japanese, and that was something he was into. And then he saw a film by Romero.
Really?
Which was, can you guess which film influenced like Resident Evil 1 and made him change from Ghosts and Spirits to zombies?
I mean, one of the Dead trilogy, right?
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead.
Trilogy.
Yeah. So he saw that and loved it, and that's why he created Biohazard instead, and that's where the zombies came from. So yeah, and like they had a nightmare development. Like people were quitting left and right. They were working double shifts. Capcom didn't believe in the game. They were going to cancel it. They had to beg and plead to finish the game. Apparently, like some of the team members didn't even know how to use the tool set to make a game. Apparently, it was just like this big disaster of a nightmare. And then before it came out, like they were so worried that it was going to bankrupt the company. Like they went into like this spiral of like depression because they were like, I'm going to ruin this company. And then it came out and sold so many copies that I don't know if you guys were around specifically what you were doing when the PlayStation came out, because it kind of took the world by storm. The PlayStation did. And Tomb Raider, and specifically Resident Evil. Like Resident Evil is the one game that people look back and say it allowed PlayStation to succeed. And without the Resident Evil game, it wouldn't have. Like it was so popular at the time, and it kind of took the world by storm.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember. If you can rewind back to that time, but the conversation was between me and my friends was dominated by Resident Evil. Like it was so unique. And I read an interview with, I forget which I think it was Konda, one of the directors on this game, on the new one. And their whole goal was to make these zombies, to devolve them and make zombies scary again, because now they felt they were just so fast and so crazy, and that they needed to revert them back in time And if you play this game, you'll see the zombies are very slow, but they still surround you. They're very deliberate, and they're almost unpredictable in their movements and things. So as we play this, just keep an eye on these zombies and how they're very Romero-like.
Yeah.
And they can easily sneak up on you and catch you by surprise when you don't think they can. Like if they were all running, like you would know exactly where they're all at, right?
Yeah.
Well, and 2 thoughts on that. First off, I just want to say I think it's always amazing when you hear about a game that maybe had some trials and tribulations but leading up to the launch, and then it's such a decisive like turning point in gaming.
Yeah.
And Resident Evil, I think you know there's no argument to the impact that Resident Evil has had on horror and horror games, you know. But on the topic of zombies, that's something that I think we're losing, and I think it's something that I've always liked, how there's so much that you can do with zombies, and sometimes they seem like, well, I mean, you know, how's a slow-moving, shambling zombie going to get me? Well, just like in this game, you get overwhelmed quick.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's the thing, the chipping away at you and overwhelming you. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
A couple people in chat are asking us about a recent trailer that dropped, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Go ahead. No.
in there. But considering we're on Tales from the Stream, some folks were asking if we had seen the new Pet Cemetery trailer today, and if we had any thoughts on it. I have not even.
I didn't see the new one today.
I didn't either.
Holy smokes, we all have homework when we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to check out this Pet Cemetery.
I mean, I saw maybe a poster or a screenshot or something.
I saw the screenshot,
Reddit?
like the
Yeah.
the poster, but yeah.
I didn't realize they put a trailer out already.
Yeah.
They picked the wrong day to do that.
Well, they had a little teaser before, right? They had a teaser out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A while
Yeah.
back. I saw that one.
New Child's Play trailer later tonight as well. Wow. All right.
Oh, Captain Twaz, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a long time. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Twaz is a friend of Gunn, and we've done some work and stuff together in the past. He's
Ooh.
a cool cat. Good artist. Fantastic.
Oh, I got my samurai edge. Yes, please.
Babysitter. Yeah, man. Shoot me a DM for sure. Jason Takes Omegle says RE4 almost went back to Ghosts again. Like they were just considering that, apparently. That's cool. But everybody likes zombies.
Yep. All right, where's
Well, I could be wrong on this little piece of trivia, so I'm sure someone in chat can correct me. But I think the first time we saw fast-moving zombies on film was Return of the Living Dead. I think. Got my little tar man down here.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to
Represent.
use the computer. Yeah.
Return of the Living Dead. Oh, I'm not going to start. I'm a very big fan of Return of the Living Dead, guys. All right.
Oh yeah, dude. There was a lot of firsts in that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
not only the fast moving, but they were somewhat cognizant and that they could like put thoughts together. They could communicate.
Yeah.
Actually talk.
It's
They used weapons and tools. You know,
Yep.
Tarman uses that metal bar to pry the chain or whatever, like all that. Like
He had to come along on the door to get the girl out.
yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite parts in any horror movie to this day is still when the zombie crawls into the car and he says, "Send more cops."
Right.
You know, and that idea of, you know, zombies being hungry for brains and wanting nothing in the world other than brains. So,
but that was also a thing that hadn't happened in a zombie movie before. Is
Thinking?
wanting to eat brains.
Yeah.
That came from,
just
yeah, because any zombie film before, they were
Everyone up
consuming the entire body.
Yep.
You know, just taking bites out of everything.
Yeah, they didn't have a specific target.
Yeah.
It gave them a personality.
they're just going to eat you, right?
Yeah.
This one, and that zombie interrogation in the funeral home, talking about, you know, getting over the sadness of being dead and all that. That whole explanation and bit is something that even I just took for granted on the couch here about the brains. You know what I mean?
And they even
so
went
many
as far to explain.
Oh,
it.
man, I thought
They
there were
had-
bullets up here. Sorry.
had the female cadaver or reanimated cadaver on the table,
Yeah.
saying why she wanted it. And I just point out, I know why you picked this outfit now, because Claire got a backyard.
That's why I'm not actually playing the game. I'm just
Son.
running around. Yep.
Being dead hurts. Yes, exactly.
I'd already forgotten what I was doing.
Yeah, it's the pain of being dead.
That's right. Get the damn screwdriver out of my head. Yep.
But also specifically, they wanted zombies not to be bullet sponges. The moment that they become a bullet sponge,
You mean in this game?
yeah, the moment is then you don't care
Yeah.
anymore. You know. And since you're the audio guy, do you know what binaural audio is? Because it's in the menu here, and I know a lot of people don't know what that means. It's for headphones.
Oh,
And
okay.
it mimics human hearing inside of headphones, I believe.
Okay.
They designed this game specifically with headphones in mind because
Yeah.
they thought that the majority of the user base would be playing at night with the lights off with headphones.
Yeah.
So instead of surround sound, they put a lot of their focus on that, which is
That's
just
cool.
another cool little fact they really, really thought about.
But they also deepen the menus, if I'm not wrong, in the audio settings. You can select Dolby Atmos,
Oh, you can, yeah. So they have.
which we support in this room.
Yeah.
Is that? I thought I saw it in the demo. I could have swore it was in the
dynamic. It's not in dynamic range. Yeah, so there's real time binaural.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't have Atmos, but.
What's you can change the music. That's right to the.
Should we go?
Go old school original.
Original.
Yeah.
I'll go remake just because.
But
anyway, if you see binaural in the menu, that's what it
I could have
means.
swore in the demo that there was an option.
Were you playing it on Xbox?
Dolby Atmos.
Maybe through the Atmos app.
I think you're right. We may have been playing it. I don't remember now.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, it could have been a Steam. Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, Cuba PMS, that's a great point. The fact that they have the normal sound settings as well for folks on different, you don't want to rely on it too heavily, but I think it's a credit that it's an option. I think it's pretty interesting. Yeah. And, again, for that, like, the idea of playing in a lower sense state, you know what I mean? That makes it so much more immersive,
Oh, there you go.
That makes sense. Sorry, our producer was just telling us why we don't have the option for Atmos is because we have to split audio signal for the stream so that you guys hear us, plus there's game, and that doesn't allow us to do that because we're splitting the signal. Hey, Venom, we can answer that question on Tuesday. These chats, or I can talk to you, offline, Twitter or something. These streams that we're doing here are just for us, just kind of BSing, playing video games, hanging out with you guys. We're not talking about stuff for Friday.
Yeah, for anybody who's just joining us, we are on. Well, first off, we're Gun Media. Obviously, you found your way here, but we're Gun Media. This is Tales from the Stream, and this is our Thursday stream where we kind of sit down on the couch, hang out, and we geek out on horror things with you guys. Today, we're talking about all things horror, but we're playing Resident Evil 2 Remake. We got our creative director, Ronnie Hobbs, here playing through the Claire Redfield character. We've also got President of Gun, Wes Keltner, down on the end there. So yeah, if you're just joining us, hang out, check out some Tales from the Stream. And remember, we also have Beyond on Tuesdays, where we discuss our own games, the state of them, and what's going on with content in those games.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
How long are these Thursday streams looking to last? Just an hour? Yeah, we're doing an hour, but again, like most of our streams here from Gun, we're...
Oh, no, wrong way.
If we're in the middle of a great spot, we're not going to be like, well, that's an hour, so, we're not going to cliffhanger you guys. But yeah, in the neighborhood of an hour.
Thoughts on the new Chucky movie?
You want my thought? I don't think you want my thought.
No, Ronnie, please. How do you feel
I don't know.
about
I don't feel anything about
You feel
Chucky.
nothing about Chucky?
No.
I mean, there's the nostalgia of Child's Play, and it was a thing that I watched as a kid, and I liked the films when I was younger.
Did you have a doll?
It didn't age well with me. Like as I aged, I was more kind of like, compared to maybe some of the other quote unquote slashers of the era of that time period. Those seem to be a little bit more timeless for me, that I can go back and watch them again now and be like, those are great. If I watch Child's Play, which I did, I think I popped it in late last summer. I watched the first one again, and it's good. I mean, the first one is good, but it doesn't resonate with me as much as some other options, Halloween or Friday or Texas or whatever, even Nightmare. And it's funny because like I think one of the times Ronnie you said something like, "How you gonna be scared of a doll?" Or
I probably said that.
and
I probably said that.
you said I would just drop kick that shit or something.
I can kick him.
Yeah,
Throw him around.
right. And there's I guess a little bit of truth in that.
He's like-
It's hard for me to.
He's
to
this
just-
big.
Right. The whole suspension, disbelief, whatever. Like, I don't know. And I know that if the guys from Slash and Cast are in chatting right now, they're probably like, "Whoa,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
They love Chucky. I was giving them a harder time than
So Nick Riley, if you're in chat, sorry, we're not trying to crap on one of your favorites.
I think there is like a cutoff kind of thing there with the Chucky movies because I grew up watching horror movies, and when it came to the timing of Chucky and the type of movie Chucky, the first Chucky film was, I was just kind of like, I don't get it. But my little sister is a giant fan of Child's Play. And I've noticed that there's a lot of people that are just in that same age range. There's like a weird cut there where people are like, yeah, man, dolls, killer dolls. And I don't know, Puppet Master was the last time I really embraced killer dolls. You know what I'm
Wishmaster?
saying? Puppet Master.
Puppet Master.
I know.
I remember Wishmaster.
I'm talking about Wishmaster.
Yeah. No, I remember that.
Wishmaster scared you?
No, but
Oh.
I can. Oh, there was a bunch of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
They might be able to take you by surprise.
Yeah. Puppet Master was, yeah. That had
I'm sorry. I
different-
said, yeah, I meant
different-
Puppet Master, not Wishmaster.
Yeah. That had a different vibe to it.
Yeah.
The thing about Puppet Master that got me was they were sneaky.
Yeah.
It's, Chucky's
Yeah.
in your
Because they're
face.
like this big.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Sneak
So
up
they'd
on-
sneak out from under the bed,
Cut your
Achilles tendon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, Nick says they're going to see the new Toy Story that weekend instead.
Good.
That's their priorities.
Good. Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely watch Toy Story instead.
The guys from Slash and Cast are going to go see
gonna
the
choose
new
that.
Toy Story. That's
Sorry,
telling.
Don
Yeah.
Mancini.
I don't think Don was.
He's on the new one.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah.
Hmm.
Very, very sorry. I do not mean to
There's nothing wrong with Toy Story.
talk smack about. No, not Don. I'm talking about Child's Play.
Someone in chat wrote, haha, Toy Story. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with Toy Story.
No.
Toy Story's okay.
Nothing wrong with Toy Story.
You ain't going to watch that and not cry, though, if it's the last one.
Exactly. There ain't nothing wrong with Toy Story. Let's put that.
I made my wife watch
Oh no, I want the Samurai Hedge.
made my wife watch Gladiator the other night. She'd never seen it.
She never seen Gladiator.
Never,
She'd
really.
cry.
Yeah. We're both like,
That'll get you.
it's getting dusty in here.
Yeah,
you
dude.
know? Right there at the end.
Man, you know what sucks? Imagine being Tom Hanks in Castaway
Yeah.
and having to go up against Gladiator and
Oh.
have your Oscar just stolen from you
Mm.
because they were
Oh,
competing.
yeah. Oh,
Russell Crowe won,
Mm-hmm.
and fucking Tom Hanks weighed 62 pounds.
Right.
Yeah. Talking to a volleyball.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
hanging out with Wilson and then doesn't win.
Mm.
Anyway,
Gary Graves, our friend Gary
Oh, yeah.
Graves, has a question here. What movies really scared you guys? Recent or wait? Yeah, we're gonna need some specification, I think.
yeah. So
Yeah.
It's like, as a child, what you got?
Right.
Like everything scared you as a kid, right? But
Yeah.
I remember seeing Jaws for the first time, and it may have been one of my first memories of watching a horror movie because I had a waterbed because it was the 80s and everybody had.
Oh, I had a
waterbeds.
waterbed too. Yeah.
And that shit effed me forever because I would
Yeah.
get in that waterbed and be like, Jaws is in his bed,
Yeah.
like 100%.
That's amazing that you thought there
So
was a shark
I
in
slept on the
bed.
floor for like 3 nights because I was like, nope.
Jaws, man, that was
Mhm.
life changing.
Mhm.
I am still scared of certain parts of the ocean because of that fucking movie.
Yep.
Man, yeah, somehow even in lakes, even though there's no sharks there, you're like, what's under the water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think as a kid, the one that scared me the most. Well, we used to go camping when I was a kid, a lot. Like as soon as the weather broke, we would go camping every weekend and
Statue
for
of that.
weeks and weeks and weeks out of the summer. So Friday the 13th obviously got to me as a
Yep.
kid because we'd be in the woods all the time in
yeah.
tents, and I was like, this is just how we all die. This is how our family is wiped out, you know.
Yep.
But the one that really did me in and on a deeper level than just afraid of getting cut up was Hellraiser.
Oh.
Something about Hellraiser just. Man,
You understood that movie when you were a kid?
I was
Or-
very
You don't-
young.
I don't think you have
complexities.
to understand it to be scared shitless,
Well,
right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Pinhead just had me rattled for
Yeah.
like, I mean, I didn't want to shower. I didn't want to be in the house by myself. Like, I had a walk-in closet. I had to go get a T-shirt
Yeah.
from school, and I was like, nope, they're all in the closet. Forget it. I'm just gonna wear the same shirt again. Like I was in bad shape over Hellraiser.
I think The Shining and
Oh, yeah.
Texas got me the most.
Yeah.
But I was like 7 or 8. So,
Well, and you're from Texas, right?
no, but I lived there for a while. But no.
Like,
this-
I was gonna say, if you're from there, maybe you're thinking you drive
no,
down
it's
the road
just-
and get snatched. up.
no, those two films. The Shining gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it, but I knew it was scary as shit.
Yeah.
Children of the Corn, yeah. The
Really?
original Children of the Corn. I agree with you, Babysitter. That one was scary
Got
too.
you?
Yep.
You have a cornfield next to your house?
No, my parents, I can't remember. We were out of school for some reason, and I remember my parents were, when my dad was at work, my mom stayed home, and she was sitting in the bedroom watching it, and I came in, and I can't remember what it was. I asked for a snack pack, whatever you do when you're a kid, and I kind of was like watching out of the corner around. I was like, the fuck, what is this? And so when I left to go get my snack, I came back and was kind of like peeking through the bedroom door to like see the TV, see what they were watching, and yeah, that I could tell that was a screwed up movie.
We got D in Daria in chat here. Our dad taped a picture of Pinhead to the bathroom door. It's true.
Jesus.
I got in the shower. My father moved the towel on the hook on the back of the bathroom door and taped the picture from the newspaper of like full page Pinhead head.
How old were you?
I was like, I don't know, maybe D can verify. I was like maybe 8.
Jeez.
And I took the towel off the door and I was dead, man. That was it.
God, your dad's.
It's a miracle I'm still here.
I mean, your dad while simultaneously is awesome, is also that's kind of an asshole.
Right. As an adult, I'm like, that is so genius. I just don't know if I have that in me,
Yeah, do you want to traumatize your kid for life?
Right. Amityville horror movies. Oh, absolutely, Fred. Those are great ones.
Well, The Exorcist, too. I mean, I was around when The Exorcist came out, so that's the other one. But, shall I let it fall on me?
Yeah, go ahead.
There we go.
So we got another quick question in chat, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thoughts on Lee Winnell set up to direct Invisible Man and Escape from New York?
Mm-hmm.
That's
a busy
interesting.
man right there.
Invisible Man, huh?
Yeah, I'm down with it.
How do you guys feel about Universal monsters in general?
Wes likes them a lot.
Yeah, I do. I mean, they're classics, and do they need to be remade? I don't know, but I think I'm not upset at the choice of Lee, handling that. I'm more interested to see what he does with Escape, like.
Yeah.
Because that's, I don't know. There's something about I think you can bring back Universal monsters and more of a modern approach to it, and maybe breathe some life into it. But there's so much of Escape that was steeped in Carpenter style.
Yeah.
That
What are you
someone
going to
else
do with
trying to do that? Because you watch the new Halloween film, and there's so many nods and so many even treatments of the camera that you're like, that's totally a Carpenter thing.
Yeah, and he's involved on some level.
So I'm like, okay, like that was well done. But Escape, I don't know. I just don't know if somebody can do that and do it justice. But I'll totally watch it.
Yeah.
Totally watch it.
See, I have a lot of love for the Invisible Man. For some reason, the Universal monsters are awesome, right? When I said I got a lot of love for the Invisible Man, you went,
No,
and then I looked at Steve and I was like,
decapitating her.
Yeah.
But my auto aim is fucking me up.
If you guys don't mind, I was going to actually tell another weird story. I actually have an Invisible Man story as well, and this is an interesting one.
All right.
I had graduated high school. And my girlfriend at the time was, a year behind me, still in high school. So for Halloween, I decided I was going to be the Invisible Man, and I was going to walk straight into her high school Halloween party. Because when your head's all wrapped in bandages and you got sunglasses and pajamas on. And
can't see?
Yeah, well, I had the little gap and then the shades covering it. So we go to this thing, and we were having a great laugh because we made it through the entire Halloween party without getting caught. And one of her friends came over to us toward the end and was like, you guys got to go. You got to go right now. And we're like, what? What? I thought I was caught. I was in trouble. They were like, Matt just won the costume contest, so you got to go right now. And so we're like, oh, shit. And we slipped out the door. And as we're walking out the door, we hear, and first prize to the Invisible Man. Come on up here. And we were like, nope. Nope, we're gone. So, yeah. That's a true story. But Invisible Man, Lee Winnell, I think Lee Winnell will, obviously, I think he'll do a great job with it. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he can go. And your thoughts on Escape from New York, I couldn't have said better. So there's a lot in that's so unique, you know what I mean? And to try to, if you get too far from that, you got to worry about, fans of the original. And if you get too on that, or you just, carbon copying or something, so.
Excuse me.
Wes is joking.
I'm choking to death over here. I'm going to move my mic. Sorry, Chad, if this blows up on you.
Screamer said. Screamer says he's telling the Invisible Man story. Apparently,
about that.
Screamer's heard that story before. A guy named Turd Ferguson
Oh, shit.
wants to know if we're down with Argento, and I feel like I'm gonna let you guys answer that one. Yeah.
Short answer, hell yes.
Right. Oh, that's a hard.
What gave it away?
Yeah. the Phenomena shirt.
Us talking about giallos in every interview
Right,
we've ever
or
done,
that, yeah.
or the Phenomena shirt
Yeah.
that I'm wearing. Uh-oh, they're pissed.
Yeah, we are fans of Argento for sure. Fans of giallo films in general.
Man.
Even like giallo pre-Argento was pretty awesome. Like Mario Bava did some incredible work. But Argento, like I've mentioned before, kind of changed the game when it came to giallo films. I think he was the one first to put like point of view of the killer. Like you saw that. I don't think Bava did that. Nick O'Reilly or somebody from Slash and Cast can chime in on this too, but I'm pretty sure that was the first. He was the first to put the killer point of view. I think he was the first to use like killer wearing like black gloves. Killer only concentrating on like slashing and stabbing type of weaponry, where before there was like guns and things like that were seen in giallos. And Argento also kind of concentrated more. He concentrated less on the plot and more on like the visual and the emotion of the scenes. You know, like even to the point that like some scenes didn't even connect well together. It was more about like making this shot really matter visually.
My knife.
So that was something that was unique, I think, to Argento's style, which some would then say like that made him a shitty writer because he wrote visually, if that makes sense. But you know, that's just
Which is
people's
also
opinions.
I mean, that what's interesting about that style though of how you kind of writing visually. That's something that you can see in some of my favorite directors. So of course that's something that I kind of flock to. David Lynch is very much the same way. You can pause a David Lynch film at any point and be like, "That's a great picture. I'd put that on my wall." You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. I am very new to the giallo type films though. As a matter of fact, recently watched Bay of Blood on your recommendation.
Oh yeah.
Loved it.
Did you see how that's a stepping stone to Friday the 13th?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want to solve
Head
this
kill.
puzzle right now.
And then you actually tweeted about it. The knife. I think it's a knife in Bay of Blood, and it's a machete in Friday.
Yeah. Well, it's some kind of like sickle thing, I think, maybe in.
Yeah, it's a
Bay of Blood.
long sickle type of.
But yeah, I mean, it's two kills that are very, very similar, for sure. And just people, out in somewhat of a rural setting in a house, someone's trying to get them. There's a bathing scene. The girl, or she's out in the lake swimming. That's got a little bit of a Friday vibe to it too. So yeah, you can definitely see how that was a hop and a skip from Western slashers.
Well, and the whole scene too. You're like, wow, this is
But
cabin and a lake, and
but if you're listening to the soundtrack, you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
because it's almost like this like frantic jazz, funky kind of jazz or something that's playing.
Yeah. Oh, somebody mentioned Lucio.
Does chat want to tell me what
Oh,
these
yeah.
combinations are so I don't have to think?
Uh-oh.
I need the initials.
Chat, yeah.
Somebody from chat want to cheat.
Throw
I
in
need the initials.
some cheat.
And I don't want to solve this puzzle. We're going to look at the desk. You have to look at the desk names.
Isn't it? Yeah, names of people.
Yeah. I just don't want to do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can't really hear the game. It's Leon. It's not Leon S. Kennedy here, I don't think.
Yeah, Mainzer. I'm a big Fulci fan.
Ned and MRG.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred Got Game. Appreciate it.
Fred Got Game is another
MRG.
horror game
There it is.
aficionado as well.
There it is. Thank you. At home, it's a lot easier when you can hear
Yeah. And, you're
and not listen to chat and
and you're not answering questions. See, this is why I can never be a real quote-unquote streamer, because there's no
I can't even use
way.
this because I'm using the custom gun anyway, so this is not going to do me any good. So, oh well.
Mr. X says, what about Gremlins 1? You thought about Gremlins 1. It's
It was
great.
Good, man.
I
some really
loved it. I loved it.
Scary shit in that
Yeah.
for a kid's movie. Well, I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
it's a kid film, but
It is, but it had just enough of the, I guess, horror factor to still kind of make you a little scared.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. I don't know if it was Gremlins 1 or 2, when Gizmo dresses as Rambo, and he like
That had to be 2, because
and he had the he puts the red bandana on, and I feel like he made some kind of bow or something.
yeah,
That's been forever since I've seen
that had to be 2.
Someone says Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
It takes place during Christmas. And it's
go.
a Christmas movie.
Look, if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, then Gremlins.
Any
Comes
movie
the
that takes
debate.
place during Christmas is a
Here we
Christmas
go.
movie.
Here we.
Here we
Right.
go.
Oh, how's it going, Vampira? I didn't get to your message earlier. I apologize. If you want, just
Don't come in
throw
here.
that back in there.
Family horror light is underrated. Yeah, I agree with that. Like for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, horror comedy kind of things.
What about Poltergeist?
Well,
That's family horror.
no.
Um,
A horror that takes
Man.
place on a family.
I thought every tree was going to eat me.
Oh, yeah.
After that, man, it was
Mm-hmm. I didn't have braces growing up. Thank God.
me neither.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, no matter what, Bruce. Oh boy.
Here we go. You shouldn't
Is that the
even
door? Or are
start
you all
the debate.
laughing? Every time I hear that thud, I think it's a door, but it's like some mic.
Oh, it's one word. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just a nice little jump
It's
scare.
adding to the atmosphere.
Yeah. We're freaking Ronnie out.
I mean, I've already done this at home. It's just, it's hard to remember.
Galaxy says Poltergeist is listed as a family horror.
Yep.
On
It is, I
what
mean-
site is it listed as?
That's why I brought it up.
Mm.
It's not so scary that it's,
Poltergeist?
yeah.
Dude.
I know, but it's still,
Would you put that in the same vein as Monster Squad?
Yeah.
no,
No.
obviously, but I wouldn't put it with like The Exorcist either. So it's in the middle.
I don't know.
Families went and saw
It's
that
serious,
in
though.
theaters.
It's a
Yeah.
serious horror movie.
Yeah. But it wasn't so disgusting that it alienated.
No, it wasn't disgusting.
Yeah, which
but
is usually like the
it-
key deciding factor.
Pretty scary. It's scarier than Gremlins.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. It's above Gremlins in the scare
You
factor.
moved the headstones, but you didn't move the graves, or whatever he
Yep.
says. Yeah.
So there's actually a real skeleton down there. The rest of them are plastic though. Right? Isn't that the Poltergeist story?
The what
Maybe.
now?
Yeah.
Most of the skeletons are fake,
Mm.
but there's actually
They had some real.
the one scene where they're holding it, it's a real one because they couldn't afford real skeletons.
Yeah.
See right there. I didn't know if that was you all talking or this guy.
No, that's that guy.
Yeah, it's definitely-
like 10 minutes late.
And
No,
they
that's
purposely
him.
wanted the decapitation system and the limb. Here's our word again.
what? Dismemberment?
Dismemberment system. Because they wanted you to aim in individual body parts as opposed to just up and down like the original.
Ronnie and I were having a design discussion the other day, and
Yeah.
for some reason, neither one of us could think of the word
We
dismemberment.
were looking at each other like idiots.
We were like, what's it called when you decapitate, but it's an arm?
I mean, we went on for 30 minutes in that conference room, Miss me and him staring at each other like
I
idiots.
like the way you set it up, too. What do you mean? What do you mean you decapitate, but it's like an arm? Like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's meetings at gun.
Also, I'm going to do something really weird with the camera here, but watch. So, see how my gun follows afterwards?
Oh yeah.
They added a
Like-
very specific weight to the gun here so that it would be hard for you to pinpoint exactly where you wanted to shoot. So it was more realistic.
Yeah.
very interesting.
They wanted to encourage you to shoot off body parts, but make it just hard enough that you don't have precise aim, which is a totally survival horror
And
thing.
it makes you slow down and not be a fast twitch shooter.
Yep, and which causes other zombies who are now walking to be able to sneak up on you. So it's just from head to toe, they've put a lot of thought into this,
That's how
into remaking.
mechanics job with other mechanics.
Yeah,
All those
it's
elements
perfect.
stacked up,
Yeah.
right?
But it goes back to them trying to make zombies more realistic, as opposed to the new zombies, which are typically fast and running up the sides of mountains and walls, and there's thousands of them. You don't need, and their theory is you don't need thousands of zombies
Yeah. No, you don't.
to prove a point.
Right.
Um,
You just need one that just keeps coming back.
yeah, and a couple sneaking up behind you.
Yep.
You know, what is that? No,
I
it's-
did see something in here that I wanted to ask you guys about because
Wanna-
this is actually a conversation that I was having the other day.
Yeah.
The Maddening. Have you guys seen The Maddening? And it's inspirational horror.
I don't think I actually saw that.
Yeah, I've had
Now,
this conversation the other
Is
day.
this like 80s?
Yeah. Maybe we can get a time period on that one in chat there. But
Film.
I heard it and I was like, man, now I feel like a bad horror nerd because I was like, I have not seen this.
So the three of us in this room have not seen.
I want to
Got
say I
homework.
have, but
Okay.
I need you to go further into detail as I'm playing and listening and watching.
Monster Squad was my fave when I was younger. Monster Squad is a classic.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I like the co-op aspects of RE5 and RE6. Really enjoyed playing through them with some-
1995
Alone.
is the
Whoa.
time for maddening.
Okay.
I was
Oh,
too
Burt
busy.
Reynolds. Yes. Nick from Slash and Cast, he's on it, and he said it's a Burt Reynolds film, The Maddening 95.
Oh, yeah. Say that's what I needed to hear. Burt Reynolds. I know what you're talking about.
See it? Nope.
I have to watch it.
In 1995, I got my learner's permit.
I was going to say,
you weren't
you know that
watching
whole line?
You're like, I'm out.
I'm out.
I was going to say, actually, I
Unless
was
it's
too busy
driving.
getting laid. That whole line,
Jeez.
which is what you say to every like nerd.
Like 95 to 97, I didn't watch movies. I didn't play video games.
Yeah, it's one of those things you have to go back and watch.
I had a car, so
You know.
I was like, I'm out.
I have that happen a lot with games, too. People are like, you remember this game? And it's like, that
You missed
not-
it like 5 years of chunk in time. Yeah,
I was out drinking and driving. No, not like that.
drinking, not in order.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Those are meant separately, guys.
Yeah. Oops.
I love the new version of this game.
Yep. Also, real quick,
Oh,
can we just talk about like the sheer roster of badasses who's worked on Resident Evil that have gone on to this?
100% you should do that.
So I'm gonna try my best not to butcher.
You even got your notes for it.
Well, me and Rob, Mr. Producer Rob, we were talking about Resident Evil and how that genre, or this title specifically, has produced rock stars, so to speak, and they have gone on to create a bunch of other games that maybe you didn't
Know about?
know that they were linked to Resident Evil. It's just every now and then you'll see companies go away,
Yeah.
and then the employees don't really, they kind of fade off and they don't really do anything.
Right.
But obviously, Hideki Kamiya, which was like he worked on this, but he created Devil May Cry, and then he worked on Resident Evil, then Bayonetta, and those are major franchises. Remember Scalebound?
Oh, yeah.
The game that got canceled by Microsoft?
Yeah.
That was his new project, and it got canceled. But like Jun Takeuchi, he worked on this, Onimusha, Lost Planet,
Oh, wow.
major franchises.
Oh, yeah.
Kaiji Inafune, he created Mega Man.
Oh, yeah.
But what
Right,
people
right.
also don't know is he worked on Dead Rising and Resident Evil and Resident Evil 2 and 4 and 5. Like Capcom had him doing a million different things
Right.
at that studio, and everything he worked on was just like pure gold.
yeah.
You probably know Shinji Mikami.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he's the creator of Resident Evil, but he went on to do, obviously worked on Resident Evil a lot, but now he's doing Tango GameWorks, which is owned by ZeniMax and Bethesda, which is Evil Within.
Oh, yeah.
So just those guys alone have gone on to just do a bunch of cool stuff. Whereas like Team Silent, like the guys behind Silent Hill, they kind of just dissolved and you never hear from them anymore.
Where are they at now?
Yeah, no one knows. Like they're just kind of gone. But the Resident Evil franchise specifically has created like so many of our games that we just love from Capcom. They just move them on to other projects and they go create something new, and then all of a sudden you get a Lost Planet, or an Onimusha or something.
What I think is great about
or
that
Devil May
is
Cry specifically. It's just crazy.
the amount of variety in that list as well.
Oh, what's funny is like
You know,
Inafune, the Mega Man guy. We looked at his credits and it was just like the Adventures of Tron Bond is the most random shit you've ever seen, and they just put him anywhere, and he's just like, yeah, I got this.
right?
Gold, 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 gold. And you're like, how are you this good? Like, it's just amazing. If you guys look at it, whoever's watching, if you want to look up Kaiji Inafune, like just his credits, it's crazy.
That's wild.
But most people know him as the Mega Man guy.
Right. That's what I knew him as.
Yeah, most people don't even know he worked on Resident Evil.
I did.
He was like producer level on Resident Evil.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
idea.
just
No idea.
that level of talent all across the board. So,
Sangre.
oh, sorry, one more.
Yeah, go for
so I was telling you earlier about like I think the main director. I'm gonna butcher his first name, but his last name's Ampo. It's Yasuhiro Ampo. He was the original programmer. I believe it was Ampo. He's the original programmer on the original Resident Evil. So he was in charge of scripting Tyrant,
Oh, wow.
Mr. X, which is the guy that the internet just now found out about.
Oh, sure.
Who's wearing the funny hat.
Oh, yeah.
And he just wants to leave you alone. So he was the original programmer on the original game, and now he's the game director.
Oh, okay.
So all this time later, he's still there,
Got it.
and now he's responsible for like pretty much the overall vision of the entire game. And he's finally able to do what he wanted to do
Yeah.
with Mr. X and
That's
have
awesome.
him, because he was limited by technology and the tool set and the engine. So now he's able to really show us what he wanted to do and make our life a living hell.
Yep.
So you can thank him for Tyrant and Mr. X.
Well, the
you know,
internet thanks him by making
memes.
memes of
Yeah.
with
Like the Kool-Aid
X
Man.
gonna give it to
yeah.
you.
Oh, and X gonna give it to you.
Oh,
Like
100%.
that's my favorite video where the dude's like,
Yeah.
and he gets bitten or he's fighting a zombie and he turns around, X gonna give it to you, and gets knocked out. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going off on another. I thought we had a lull there. I was gonna go off on another tangent, but let's get some hellos out of the way. Gun session. I'm glad you got fixed up there. Fives Fet, how's it going? And welcome to the stream, Real Muska. How are you? Yeah. So, and real quick, TFR84. Don't worry, Ronnie will will never hurt you at PAX.
I know it's freaking
Why am I hurting
Avenger,
someone?
Avenger in chat. And by the way, Avenger, come on.
Yeah.
He says, Wes, you need to bust that P90X out that Ronnie's
I ain't
got.
not, man.
My boy's
P90X is
slow.
old shit, man. I moved on from that. That's weak
You
shit.
trying to say I'm little? Is that what you're trying
No, I'm just saying. That's like years ago.
Yeah. I see how it is, Avenger. I got you. I got you. I know where you live, actually.
Oh.
So.
Why am I hurting people at PAX?
Well, no, because TFR said, Matt, I know you and Wes will be at PAX. I'm not sure if Ronnie will be there, but if he is, don't hurt me. And I was going to say, Ronnie's going to be at PAX, and he's not.
I'm the
gonna hurt
nicest
you.
dude on the planet.
Yeah, he's a big teddy bear.
I don't hurt anybody unless they deserve it.
Unless they take his P90X away.
He doesn't do P90.
No, I don't do that anymore.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I'm trying to throw some serious weight around now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. Oh, you guys play this. Oh, that's something else. Yeah. It's an old convo with Ronnie, and yes, you do, but I know where your office
I know,
is.
Avenger.
He doesn't know where our new office is.
I don't think he does.
It's in the front of the building.
Yeah, out there, out there.
That way.
Yeah, he's like, I'm standing out front right now.
Don't need that. I don't need that. Uneasy.
So we had a question from Sangre Vampira. Do you miss seeing practical effects in horror or CGI? Do you
I do.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
the practical gags, right?
yeah. I mean, it's obviously cheaper to do CG over practical, and there's some
Well, I mean-
aspects where it's okay. I think that you can get away with CG in certain scenes, but it's totally overused. And I think when you look at horror or even some of the action films that are using practical, like Upgrade.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like you can't watch Upgrade and not see like how much better
It is.
practical is.
Yeah, exactly. If you get the talent to pull it off, it's totally worth it.
But if it's subtle and used, like John Wick uses a lot of CG blood,
Yeah.
and but I think that's probably one of the best examples I've seen of CG blood
Doing it right.
in a film that it's forgivable. Where you watch some other ones when you're like, wow, that totally doesn't look like blood at all. Like you can tell it's super CG'd.
Yeah.
So an overuse of it, it starts to stand out to me and take away from the film. But I wish that they had enough. You know, all films had the budget to do practical and everything. But what they usually do is pick a couple of hero shots, like hero moments, and say this will be practical, but everything else we have to do CG. But we're seeing it; it's coming back. I mean. You're seeing more use of it, and used in the ways that I'm explaining, where they maybe pick a handful of scenes out and like really concentrate on those and make that practical really, really good, and then maybe rely on CG in some other shots.
Yeah, TFR84 says Devil's Rejects. Love Rob Zombie, but that's CGI blood. Yeah, yeah. That's a.
Especially, I mean, you would think Rob Zombie would be a champion for practical. Like you would think that he would want to do that. It probably wasn't his decision completely, but
It comes down to money, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Comes down to money.
Wait,
Favorite
I forgot what I was
practical
doing.
effects scenes in horror games or movies. I mean, Friday the 13th has a bunch that I really enjoy.
Well, I mean, by default, video games are always going to be quote CG, 'cause it's not real. But we tried to take a practical approach, to it. Working with Tom a lot, but in films, I was really, like I mentioned, Upgrade, which isn't a horror movie.
Right.
It's more of an action, film. I was really, really impressed with the practical that was in that. While not the best horror movie, Void, this came out like maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
I think it was called Void,
I
The
might try
Void,
it.
something. It had pretty good practical in it. But there's not a tremendous amount of examples of modern cinema that uses it, just, again, out of cost purposes, right? Now, if you look back into the 80s of films that used a lot of practical stuff, I mean, there's a shitload that you can point to. And is it the best kill, or is it just the best use of practical?
We see, and that's where I went off the path there, because for me, it's always the best kill. I mean,
But there's like, what was it, American Werewolf, right, where he like does the full
Transformation.
change on camera with no cut. It's like you see it actually transform. It's all practical. Yeah. Like that was revolutionary, right?
Yeah.
That people were losing their mind when they saw that shit. So I guess it comes down to finding examples of interesting, innovative, and groundbreaking ways to use practical versus how do you sell a kill?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, you see, to me, I mean, you know, I have a lot of favorites, personal favorites that people are like, but come on, that's because it's from the older days of practical, you know, in the 80s and stuff. People are like, yeah, but now that doesn't hold up quite so well anymore. But to me, it's something that I like seeing. I like seeing the same.
The gag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I can also appreciate things like in the original Hellraiser, that the blood going into the floor and the nails backing up out of. There's some really cool things going on there.
That's right.
And that's all done with puppeteers and stuff underneath. And you know, working the nails and doing all that kind of. They're playing the video backwards as they pump blood through the floor, and it's so, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff there. So that shotgun scene in the original Maniac.
Oh, the Maniac, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or the head explosion in Scanners.
That was
Yeah. Somebody mentioned that. Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Turd Ferguson again, kicking in.
Oh, Turd. It's a funny name.
My buddy Turd Ferguson.
The big hat.
What's this?
Anybody know this combo?
One time I just did this.
Where's Fred Got Game?
And just kept hitting the button, and it worked. I'm serious. I just went through all this randomly and just hit buttons.
I'm waiting for chat to hook it up. Fam? I doubt it's fam.
It should be damn.
Yeah.
Cam? No, really, I just don't feel like actually paying attention right now.
BBC.
Well, and then Twitch says BBC, and Mixer says Cap.
Oh, it is Cap. I bet it's Cap, actually. I remember that. I'll try BBC. There's no C.
It's not BBC.
Someone's got BBC on their mind.
JJC is having a laugh.
You mean the British Broadcasting Corporation?
Exactly.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Just making sure. Making sure we're all
I don't need
in the same.
I don't need these. We're not going to get that far in the game.
He entered it, though, so, I mean, you know, good on you, JJ.
Yeah. I think there's another one, too.
One of the best absurd effects is the people in the cotton candy from Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
Oh, yeah, that's completely absurd.
For absurdity, sure, definitely.
JJC, that was like next level trolling, by the way.
Yeah. And when you're focused on reading, too, I read it, too. I'm like, yeah, go for it, man.
Award that man at one point, or female.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said ESP.
Here we go. A little mini game for you here.
Wholesome trolling.
So,
yeah, wholesome.
You ready for this? Mm-hmm. Okay, you have to pick the right order. It'll tell you when you're wrong. Nope. So, top one? No.
It's like sort of like Simon Says or something.
So it's that one, that one.
Yep.
Nope. That one, that one.
Yeah,
Nope.
TFR 84.
That one.
That's a good one, too.
That one.
Broken arm to move the lock in the collection. Absolutely. Some of the funniest effects are in the original Evil Dead series. Well, yeah, sure. It's a classic to me. I don't know. How do you guys feel about Evil Dead, the original?
This is a moment we need concentration.
Sorry, gang.
God damn it.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, there.
Yep.
There.
I don't know the next one. Nope.
1, 2, there.
Hey, it wasn't
there.
that one.
There we go.
There.
Oh, shit.
What's up now?
There you go.
Balling out of his mind. Okay, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Evil
a clever
Dead.
game.
Original Evil Dead. Some of the funniest effects are in the original Evil Dead. How do you guys feel about the original Evil Dead?
Love it. Classic. Come on.
The other head on Bruce Campbell's show here.
Right.
Like behind the scenes photos. That's pretty
I
awesome.
love that film.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Need
Here's
drink
an
to turn the
unpopular
steam off.
opinion from me. I love
You
the
hate it?
remake of Evil Dead as well. I love the original. It's one of my favorites, but I
you like
love
the
the
remake?
as well. Some of the scenes in that, the girl with all the nails in her from the nail gun.
Sorry, what are we talking about?
I'm talking about the Evil Dead.
Oh, man, he broke
Oh,
through my
yeah.
my
She's got all the
barricade.
nails in her, and
No, he
she
didn't.
switches from demon back to normal, and
yeah.
she's pleading with him. That bit right there, like, that got to me, man. I love that.
Sorry, someone threw Killer Klowns into the chat, and my brain went to thinking back to it.
Yeah. Man.
Where he boxes the dude's head off.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or the shadow puppets eats the dude.
Yeah.
Classic movie. Love it.
Favorite killer puppet from Puppet Master. Torch was cool. And then
I don't know if I remember all of them.
The blade hands or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember his name. Sorry.
I know the one was Torch. He had the little
Yes.
biker helmet, and he had the flamethrower. And then the ghost-looking one with the
Then there was a
hat.
drill dude or something, wasn't there?
Yep.
Man, it's been a minute since I've seen that. I need to watch those again. I think we actually own
I can't.
like 3 of them here.
JJC, after your BBC joke, no leprechaun in space. Just stop. No.
BBC.
Leprechaun in space. Did you know the first leprechaun? That's Jennifer Aniston
Yes.
from Friends, and the first
Yeah,
leprechaun.
yeah.
How weird is that?
So last night, So I have got a little treadmill at the house, and I put a TV on the wall in front of it. It's on the unfinished side of my basement, so it looks rough down there because it's anyway.
Unfinished?
Yeah, it's totally unfinished, and like fallout in there. Anyway, so I'm on my treadmill and watch TV. So I've burned through a bunch of anime that people have recommended, and I've watched a bunch of that, and I've moved on now. So I'm like, I need something I can put on and watch. So I've been doing. Got him. Got
a little bit.
I saw it. I've been watching X-Files. I've been rewatching all of them again, starting season 1 all the way through. I'm in season 3 now, and there are so many like current actors
From X-Files?
Yeah, like Giovanni. What's his name?
Ribisi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jack Black.
Sorry, I keep backtracking. Sorry.
Jack Black is in one of these. What's his Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, he looked about 12.
By the way, was he 12?
He was a high school football player in the film or in the episode.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. There was somebody else I saw too. I was like, man, I've seen this guy in 100 movies.
So we put it on 2 or 3. Let's get a group chat vote.
2.
Well, why?
Our producer actually just kicked in to say 2, so that means there's something with
Seth
2.
Green. Yes, thank you. Seth Green was in one of them too. I think it's 2.
Well, I think you can do the 1.
Well,
all right.
Avengers,
I did
thanks for
2 in my
tuning in.
first playthrough. So we'll just do 2
Jack
again.
Black's Jablinski channel is so good.
yeah, I watched the first episode of that where he goes to a pinball machine or pinball museum or something. He's playing a bunch of pinball stuff. But Jack Black's just it could be like I'm going to the Museum of Lint and he's just going to look at balls of lint and I would laugh.
School of Rock's awesome.
I love
that movie. Is so good.
He's so silly. He just makes me laugh.
He's an entertainer, man.
He can stand there and not say anything and I start laughing.
Exactly. You look at his face, you're like, he's about to do something funny.
Will Ferrell's kind of the same way for me.
Yep.
If I just look at his face, I'm like, God, I'm going to start laughing.
I agree. So 2. My backpack. Thank you, Rob. I need 3, though.
You need the fanny
backpack.
pack.
Can't get the backpack. I don't want those either. I already got that. I already got the handgun first time.
This is pretty great. We have like an in-ear walkthrough.
The producer's walking me through this.
Rob, for those of you who don't know, is a huge fan of Resident Evil and retro games.
Yeah, there's nothing in here for me to get. I used that, and it was for nothing.
Tales from the Crypt. Someone's calling out. They've been watching Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, that was useless.
Great show. Now, I read somewhere Tales from the Crypt trivia, and someone in chat is going to have to help me here because I don't have all the details, but the set, the actual TV set, the studio, whatever, all the stuff that's in it, where the Crypt Keeper is and he pops up at the end or whatever, that was used on something else.
Another movie?
And I want to say like Tales from the Dark Side or Creepshow or something. They used all that stuff and they were going to take it to TV or take it somewhere and it got canceled. And so they reused that and they used it on HBO's Tales from the Crypt. I think that somebody help me out in chat.
Yeah,
you probably have the details better than I do. I just remember reading something about the set of Tales from the Crypt. It either was something before or after Tales was canceled, it became something else. I just cannot remember it saved my life.
To chat. Gary Graves, opinions on what Jordan Peele is bringing to the horror table.
Oh, come on.
Right?
Yep. So
that's why I really wanted to read that question.
Like for me, like it solidified when I saw the Super Bowl ad and saw that he's bringing Twilight Zone back. For me, it's kind of concrete put him in horror forever for me personally because I'm like
going old school.
Yeah,
respecting the genre kind of.
Exactly. And I was talking to Dan about this because Dan was like the first time I heard of Get Out and it was Jordan Peele or whatever.
There's no C.
Sorry, chat. That one doesn't work.
BBN, baby. Big Blue Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Kansas and fuck Dan.
Yep. So anyway,
all right.
Dan's probably at home right now sick watching this. So. But Dan and I were talking, and he was like, I was at first I was kind of confused whenever I saw Jordan Peele's like dipping his toe into horror stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but if you think about, the if genres were sort of on a wheel that if the top is comedy at the bottom of the wheel is horror, it's not that far apart from each other. It's like further apart to jump from comedy to action, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like it's.
I mean, like Shaun of the Dead. You can do it.
Yeah.
It's not as much of a leap.
I just mean like if you've only done comedy, you're only associated like you're a comedic writer, you're a comedic director, you're a comedic actor. like it's not a big jump to move from that into horror, as opposed to say, you know, I wrote these comedy things and now I'm going to write documentaries or something, right? It's like that's a larger leap than it is horror, for example. But yeah, I'm super excited about Twilight Zone. I'm excited that Jordan Peele is doing rad stuff in horror, and I hope he keeps doing it. I hope people keep giving me stuff. Even, you know, John Krasinski, you know, that's another leap from comedy to horror. I'm excited to see what he continues to do, because I like that new approach, sort of the new.
Sorry, I'm just having
having a moment here with his door.
Look at her arms and the animations and the blending in their door system.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then it's just perfect.
Yeah, it is.
It's so good.
I give you that.
The right amount of
99% of people who look at that will never even notice.
It doesn't bother you that her hands don't actually reach down and turn the knob?
I'm pushing it.
But your hands are full.
The doors are unlocked.
But they're closed. Like, you have to turn a knob.
You ever been to an old house where they don't work?
All the doors.
None of the doors work anymore.
Right.
They need
I'll take that. I'll take the trade-off.
Laughing brings up a good point. Comedy and horror kind of have the same beats, agreed?
Yeah, that's. I guess I was trying to say.
That delivery, you know?
Yeah.
Horror
Danny
kinda has to
McBride,
work
right in
someone up and
Halloween,
deliver a
you know?
scare. Comedy has to work someone up and deliver a joke. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Let's see here. There was another
Babysitter. I have not seen that SNL episode with Lindsay Lohan. I have not seen that.
I haven't seen SNL in like 30 years. Probably.
Somebody said Bird Box was overhyped.
Was it hyped?
Full confession, didn't watch it.
Well, I don't think it was hyped at all. It just kind of came out.
Yeah. No, well, it's actually
the internet
hyped
latched onto it.
Yeah, it's becoming a meme.
Here's my thing. I haven't seen the movie, so there's my little disclaimer. So sorry if this isn't accurate, but for me, when I saw it plastered all over Netflix, I was like, I knew it was going to do pretty well because it's a Netflix exclusive. You don't have to pay anything to see it.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's new, quote unquote new. It's horror, but it's got with her name, Sandra Bullock, right?
The speed lady,
who is known in Hollywood nostalgia of back in the '90s. She was the it girl, right? Yeah. So here she is again. So I saw all these elements, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably going to do well. And then I saw the internet definitely blowing up about it. If that film had gone to theaters, right, it would not even got anywhere close to the amount of hype that got. But you don't have to even leave your house. You just push a button and start watching it, right? And it introduced people to that sort of, again, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Sorry if I'm wrong, but I assume it's in the same vein of the storytelling of a Get Out or A Quiet Place or that new sort of modern horror, right? That it looks like that. It's not quick glitchy horror,
right?
You know,
no.
It's not like that. You know, it's
more grounded in realism, if that's what you're going for.
And there's a focus to storytelling. There's a focus on character development, right? Yeah. It's looking at what people do in drama and good drama film and applying it
and it's unique
horror.
Enough, too. With
two elements of it that I think really sell it for me, though, is the isolation and desperation. They're in a house. They're trapped down for a large portion of it. They're desperate. They have to make a move at the point that they do.
Was Quiet Place better?
Yeah.
It's a better film, but...
Yeah. Now,
they're both good. I mean...
There's a lot of people mad at Bird Box. And to me, I feel like it was a little long. You know, it could have been shorter, but I think that they did a good job of making you care about those characters and making you care about the situation that they're in, and I feel like I can't be mad at it for those reasons alone, but, I mean, do I think it was the greatest thing we need to be all making memes and driving our cars with blindfolds on? No, we probably shouldn't do that, but, you know, I think it was a pretty solid film.
A friend of ours, Robert Bowling, who he used to hang out with us here at Gun. We worked on some stuff in the past together. He lives, I think, 3 houses down from that.
Oh, where they shot
that house.
Oh,
or at least where they shot the exteriors to the house.
Okay.
And he tweeted a picture the other day, and he was not the other day, a month ago or something. Whenever the hype was like 10 out of 10 for the film, and he tweeted a picture, and he was like, I can't remember what he said. Something funny like, when the people came down to scout and shoot the film, they had to tell all the neighbors what's going on, right? So they knock on his door, and they're like, we're going to be shooting, this film. So his tweet was something like, going to shoot a Netflix original. It's going to be fun, they said. It's going to be great, they said, in his picture. And it's like a bunch of dumbasses in front of, like, standing out in the street corner in front of this house, all of them with stupid blindfolds on, with people taking pictures. And there's like 10 people standing out in this yard, like, hands out like this, with the blindfolds on. I'm like, God, can you imagine coming home from work every day and you
That's it.
have dum-dums like that standing out taking pictures?
So, I mean, for his sake and the quietness of his neighborhood, it's a bummer that it did well and there's all these memes going, but
Right.
yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of mixed in the chat right now about Bird Box and a lot of people saying Quiet Place, better film. I can't disagree.
Am I the only one who's seen Velvet Buzzsaw yet?
Yeah, you are. I didn't see it.
Did you watch it?
That's like the third time in 2 days that's come up, I think.
Mm.
And so that, like, right there means I need to see it. Sorry for everybody's ears if I just hit that microphone.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I don't know if you're familiar with Gilroy, like the director. He made Nightcrawler,
Okay.
Yeah.
which was an incredible film.
Yeah.
So your expectations are through the roof already,
Oh, so they shouldn't
which
be?
doesn't help
Oh.
when people are
Yeah.
expecting it to just be incredible, like
Yeah.
Nightcrawler, and it was pretty good. Like, just it started out pretty cool.
Yeah.
You should watch it. It's just
Okay.
it's entertaining. But anyway, it's
we're
on Netflix.
We're running short on time here. We need to wrap this in a few. So if there's any additional shout-outs and questions.
Kiba just tried to spell Jake Gyllenhaal in chat.
Oh, no.
Don't do it to yourself.
Don't ever
He's
try to
Jake
spell
G.
Don't
Yeah, Jake is in it.
You know what? I there's like words that I just, when I write it, I'm like, I don't.
Even when it looks right, even when it's right, it looks wrong.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
definitely, if I try to type that word out,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. I misspell weird, and I type that a lot, apparently.
What's
I always switch the E and the I
Oh.
every time.
Yeah.
And even when I do it right and it says spell check's right, I'm like, nah.
Even your computer doesn't know sometimes. Like, no, that's wrong.
What I hate is the words that trip me up speaking. Edited is one of them.
Edited.
I edited video. I always feel like I'm going too long. Like
Too many-
It's
like banana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just when do I stop? Somebody hit me, Sorry. Zodiac and Prisoners are my top 5 movies of all time. Thoughts on Hereditary? That's a great question.
Ronnie.
Kill this.
Well, Dan was just confused, our other guy here. Yes, we were talking about it yesterday. I like it because when the movie's over, if you go and try to research the film and go online with all the other high art dorks and try to solve what the riddle, it makes sense. If you just kind of watch it and walk away, you might be left with some answers that you're still seeking.
Yeah.
So it's good. There's some really awesome scenes in there.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
I'm not mad at Hereditary. I thought it was pretty good. I think it.
Did you go online and try to figure out what you missed?
No. And I think
Part of
that's
the fun.
part of what I'm missing.
It's part of the fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's part of the fun for sure.
I think I would probably enjoy it more if I had a little better. But I have a hard time sometimes lately, and we happened to watch that one while my daughter was still awake.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
one of
that's
those
hard.
ones-
No.
Every time I stopped her from sticking a finger in a socket and I sat back down to watch, I was like, I missed something important. And my wife was like, not really.
There's something there in the
Yeah.
background you
Yeah.
missed. It wasn't in your face. So you're supposed to have questions when you stop watching that movie when it's over.
JJC just hit the nail on the head. Such good acting in Hereditary, which kept me watching the whole thing as opposed to getting frustrated and turning it off. There was a lot of great acting in it. Best George Romero movie. Let's try and hammer out a bunch of these.
Okay. Dawn?
I guess it's got to be Dawn. Just,
I like Dawn the best.
I mean, the OG Living Dead is a classic. The black and white is awesome for what it did to the world of zombie lore. But I think Dawn was probably his
Yeah,
best.
my favorite.
Martin, Dawn of the Dead.
Martin, I forgot about Martin. That's a good one too. That's a really good one. Different take on vampirism.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just released a remake, or not a remake, a remaster.
Oh, did they?
Martin, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did. That's right. Yeah, I saw it in the news.
TFR 84 says Showgirls scared me. Scared me too.
Showgirls.
Yeah. Scared the crap out of me. Find B-rated horror movies better against box office or theater movies. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on what your expectation, right? Like, what are you
When you go in.
when you go? What are you going to watch? Like, if you're in the mood for a little bit more mindless, maybe just sheer fun, I would think of B horror as well.
Sure.
I mean, there's so many nights whenever I'm working late or doing whatever, got Netflix or Amazon Prime tabbed open,
I chopped his arm off.
Nice.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
and I'll just put on something Stripped to Kill or sleepaway, camp or slumber party massacre or something, right?
Yeah.
Let's just have it going, and I guess what I like about that is I can do sort of this tabbed viewing where I can just kind of back and forth, I appreciate those for just working. It's kind of like some people put on maybe some chill tunes or something, which I do from time to time too, but I'll throw on
A B horror film?
and just have it going.
See, for me, I always have a
The
movie
chick
on.
with the dick. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alyssa? Yeah.
I always have a horror movie running in the background in our house, and it's the same kind of thing to us. To me and my wife, it's like music. So yeah. One of the things I appreciate about B horror over the more mainstream kind of, stuff is I can't escape this feeling when I'm seeing one of these bigger films, these super expensive, for lack of a better term, AAA horror films in the theater. I always feel like somebody's got their foot on the brake. I feel like somebody's there going, no, take it easy, man. You know what I mean? And with those B movies, I feel like they're just like,
Yeah, there's no one telling him to hit the brake.
No.
You want to have him say that? Yeah, all right, cool, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I like that foot gas only. You know what I mean?
Someone just reminded me, they said Creepshow in chat, and I think this was actually Creepshow 2, but the Hitchhiker from Creepshow 2.
Yeah.
That one effed me up as a kid.
Yeah.
That one really messed me up because it was, at the time, there was just like a lot of travel in my life. Like my parents had split up, and so I was having to travel back and forth. Like they moved to different states, and so I was having to travel a lot. And that thought of like being on the road, and this lady she's a little drunk and tired.
Yeah.
Or she's on sleeping pills, something. I even forget. She may have just been drunk, but she's crying, she's upset or whatever, and she hits this hitchhiker that's like holding up a sign,
Yeah.
And he just like keeps showing up, and he's like hanging on to her car, and
Yeah. That was,
and you just can't. And he's like opens the door, gets into the car while it's moving, and he's like, his face has been
it's fucked up.
destroyed by the car tire.
Yeah.
And I just remember this so vividly because it's like raining. I think he has like a rain slicker on, and his face is like great practical effects, right? And the tongue like kind of pops out of the mouth, and he goes, "Thanks for the ride, lady."
Yeah.
And he just
Somebody
like
in chat
keeps-
saying
Yeah, he just
Yeah, that
keeps
was
saying
rough.
it like over and over. That
Rough.
shit scarred me forever. I was like, dude, no way.
I didn't want to interrupt, but as soon as you started talking about it, one and only Bond said, "Thanks for the ride, lady," in chat.
Dude, that is so. But it's so good now. Like we've got it in the next room. We have it run. I think we played it twice since we moved into the new offices because I just love it. And of course, that one's also the one that has. I think it's the Raft, which is one of my favorite like short story horror, vignettes or whatever you want to call it. Like, I love that. Loved it.
See, for me, you got me thinking about new horror. Earlier, I mentioned being a kid and getting scared of horror. I like the film The Strangers. I like that movie. I just like the concept of because you were home, that being the whole premise, you know. But aside from that, I've seen it a million times. There's one viewing of it, though, that will always stick out as slightly scarier, even though it was like the 80th time I had seen it. We were at my father's house in the back on the patio. He has this nice big deck that's like built into the woods on the mountain. And we played it out there on a television in the middle of the night with nothing but the sounds of crickets. And if you know the film, you know why watching it in basically the middle of the woods, in darkness and isolation, it just ratchets it up. And that was one of the ones where I watched it and I was like, maybe this was a bad idea.
I mean, how far back do home invasion films go?
Yeah.
Like,
God.
I mean, there's elements of it in giallo movies, with some of that, but it's always like a whodunit vibe. So like,
it's not
when did they
strictly a home invasion.
Yeah, was it Last House on the Left?
The 70s.
Was that the first like?
Oh, I don't know that piece of
Because
trivia.
even that though, like the first third of that movie isn't in a house yet,
Right.
but then it is, and like is that?
Big
like
good question.
Yeah.
What's the first home invasion film?
Because if you can trace that back and then look at the original, and then look at modern cinema and see like, where did they borrow from? Or is there nods?
For some reason, I've never thought about what's the first home invasion film.
My money is on its Last House on the Left, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean,
Well,
Wes
'cause
Craven, that was his first, behind the camera. I guess at least for a major motion picture, I'm sure he shot tons of shorts and probably did, adult movies, and they're like every other horror director started out doing. But to my knowledge, that might be the first like proper genre starter. But there's probably somebody in chat that knows. But we're about 7
Yeah.
minutes from needing to
Yeah.
call it here. So if we need to, any follow-up questions and comments and you guys want to discuss, we're here for a few more minutes.
The urban legend of the killer calling from inside the house. That's when a stranger calls. Creeped you out as a kid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Koosh Koosh, thanks for the kind words there.
So what are we playing next week?
Villa, 1909.
We can either follow up with another run of this,
Or play something brand new?
or play something new. Kick the tires on something. I was gonna suggest
Play some
maybe
retro shit?
That's a thing we can do. Dust off
Clock Tower or something? I don't know.
or Silent Hill.
I don't know.
You ready for that? Yeah, we can find some older stuff, retro stuff. I know Rob will be into that.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah, he's got every
system.
game ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if it can be hooked up.
And like modded versions of, but yeah, running on a 4K TV though might be a problem.
Yeah.
Might be a problem. Yeah, I wanted to play. I just have to probably do Subnautica Below Zero just on my own time,
Yeah.
because it doesn't, for a short stream, it does not do well.
No, that's like the main menu.
If we're playing for an hour and a half, like you've barely put it.
You've made one thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's it.
just not worth it.
Yeah.
Oof. Somebody, Mad Moxie says, first home invasion film, The Lonely Villa, 1909.
Holy
Whoa.
shit, Nikes! She destroyed that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lonely Villa.
I'll take your word for it. I mean, sounds like it.
What? Did you have more information? The Lonely Villa, 1909.
It sounds basically like the concept of The Strangers.
Well, that's pre-talkie, isn't it?
So that's going to be silent. Yeah.
Yeah.
F-13 from the NES, somebody says. The original RE next week. That could be fun.
Original, yeah.
Bloodborne?
Oh, God, no. I don't be punished.
Right, you definitely are punished for that.
Yeah, silent film. Yeah.
All right.
Craven's book is also a great read. TCM on Atari, dust it off.
Oh, God.
Jeez, man.
Man, that game was
If you could see the TV we're playing on in here, I think, yeah, that would just...
He said, "Man, that game's not good."
No, it wasn't even really a game. You remember that game?
No.
No.
Leatherfaces had a green protruding chainsaw, but it looked like a wiener. And you just ran over people with it.
Okay.
You just chased people down.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, for Atari...
It was just
you-
sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Well,
It was.
you got to make do with
It makes
yeah.
Friday 13th, the original Friday 13th, look like
Oh,
The Last of Us.
right. Well,
Yeah. People like to shit on the original Friday 13th video game.
yeah, they do.
But compared to some of the other
Yeah.
games of that era,
Master.
it actually turned out really
Right.
great. It could be worse.
Yeah,
Of course, that was Nintendo, and Atari
sure.
had limitations. But
Right. That's funny.
I'm so confused. I don't know where to go anymore.
Havoc said, great stream as always, Gun Media. I really enjoy these. Thanks for hanging out. Thursday's a little more of a mellow one. We try to get the news out of the way on Tuesdays with our Beyond stream. So if any of you guys are looking for news on what Gun Media is up to, that would be the day to tune in. Tuesdays on Beyond. Thursday is our sit on the couch, hang out, and be nerds, which I think we accomplished here today. Horror nerding with you guys for a while. So I think we're going to probably, you guys want to wrap it up here? Or do you want to?
Yeah, no, I think we we
Yeah.
could play Fatal Frame next week.
Man,
Just find
I can remember how to play it.
some of the old stuff.
Fatal Frame's scary, man.
Yeah.
Fucking scary.
I don't fuck with ghosts though.
I don't know how to play it anymore. I'd be walking around like this. Like this.
Yeah.
I think it's great to hear them say, yeah, Fatal Frame's scary. Fatal Frame's scary. Let's check it out then. Yeah, let's do that. That's
All right, Rob.
I think
we
that's
need
the
to go
winner.
pay $600 for a copy of Fatal Frame.
He's already got it, right?
he didn't even
Can we
waste
play part
any
two?
time.
Yeah. What you guys don't hear is Rob
we go.
in our headset
Yeah,
right
sorry.
now. He's like, "No, I've already got it, dude."
Yeah, we'll play maybe part 2. It's a little slightly more advanced. It's actually, some people think it's scarier.
Cool.
That's
Well-
a good one.
Well, thanks guys for showing up and hanging out with us today and in this stream. Seeing a lot of, thank yous and stuff coming through in chat. We appreciate you guys too for hanging out with us and just kind of shooting the shit a little bit, talking horror. This is good for us just because it's a way to just kind of mellow out and just hang out with you guys and talk about stuff that we all enjoy. And I love hearing the opinions and other like segues into stuff where people are like, "Oh yeah, well, do you remember this?" And you're like, "Oh my God," that's just it's good to do that. So we appreciate you guys taking the time and chilling with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been fun.
So I guess we'll see some of you, most of you, maybe back on Tuesday for Beyond. And then we'll probably start getting some information out on what our next stream is going to be on Thursday for Tales from the Stream.
That's not Kane Hodder.
What?
It's not Kane.
We know Kane.
Yeah.
Clever kids.
Oh, you got Kane _Hodder? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kane doesn't even know.
Kane just texted me. That's not him.
He doesn't.
They said nice try.
He doesn't even know what Twitch is.
No, he doesn't. No. If you only knew.
He's like, Twitch, that's what happens after I kick your ass.
Twitch, yeah.
That's exactly.
Oh, Kane.
That's a great answer.
It is. That's totally Kane.
All right, guys, we appreciate the time, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thanks for tuning in.
All
See
right.
you guys next time.
Bye.